Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Commander Jorval, and welcome to Episode 5 of our Baldur's Gate 3 Ranger gameplay playthrough. Thanks for being here with us. I certainly do appreciate it. And before we get started, I think it's probably good to address the elephant in the room, which is Patch 8, which was recently released by Larian Studios for Baldur's Gate 3. Patch 8 is very interesting. It comes with a lot of content, as well as a lot of gameplay improvements, balances, and fixes. So when I was deciding what to do about moving to Patch 8, a few things kind of influenced my decision. So first of all, we are going to be moving to Patch 8. Currently, as you can see on the screen, we're in Patch 7. We are picking up where we left off last week. I spent the end of this week trying to decide whether I wanted to upgrade to Patch 8 or not, because when you move to a Patch 8, it means that all of the saves that I have here on Patch 7 no longer work. So rather than just jump right into it and starting the entire playthrough over on stream, which didn't make a whole lot of sense to those of you who have watched the streams before up to this point, I'm going to take some time this week to replay the playthrough in Patch 8 and get us back to the spot where we end the stream today. As you can see in the bottom right, it says I've played 9 hours and 45 minutes. It's really less than that if you just take the time to play through and not commentate or anything like that. So I think I'll be able to spend this week spending some additional time to get caught up with Patch 8. Patch 8, the big news is obviously the introduction of gnomes as a playable race and the addition of bards as a playable class. Those were the two big highlights that everyone's talking about, and if you want to go see gnomish gameplay somewhere, there are literally dozens of players out there that are currently exploring that current and up-to-date content in the game. I'm not going to be doing that. Those of you who've been tuning in have tuned in to see Ranger gameplay, and that's what I'm going to continue focusing on. I'm just going to do it inside Patch 8 because there are some fairly interesting things that were patched inside of Patch 8 that give you, or that I guess change how the Ranger plays. Some of them are fairly simple and straightforward. Some of them are much more complex. Some of the simple things, and we're not going to go through them all, but some of the simple things is that now whenever you do a long rest, you no longer have to re-summon your familiars and your companions as a ranger. So that's just a quality of life feature. It didn't cost you any spells or actions to do it when you were not in combat, so it just makes it easier. The game knows that it gets it for free anyway, so it just saves you from having to do it. However, there are some rather interesting things, and it looks like they have introduced a ranged cinematic critical hit camera. So when you shoot an arrow at something and it gets a critical hit, you're now going to see that arrow in flight hitting the target. Like I say, I haven't played with it up to this point, but something similar to the Sniper Elite gameplays, where there you see the bullet flying through the air and hitting the target and that sort of stuff. So something that's just rather interesting. But there are also changes to how the Ranger operates from a balance and from a combat perspective. So in addition to things like adding additional loot items and balancing loot items and that sort of stuff, I think it's probably just a good idea to upgrade to it. Even though we aren't going to see a a massive change in what we're doing because we're not changing to either a gnome or a bard for this playthrough, halfway through it, or part of the way through it. We're not near halfway through it, but part of the way through it. I think it's good that we update to it. So I'm going to spend some time after work this week playing through the game, catching back up, and trying to make it as close as I possibly can to ending up where we are right now. There might be some small differences, but I can abuse the save and reload options here in the game to get me back to kind of where we are right now. So just as an update, for those just tuning in, we are going to be going to patch 8, and I am going to try and get us back to as close as I possibly can, the same spot that we are right now after we end this live stream today. So on that note, this live stream today, when we left off, we had completed most of the exploration of the Druid's Grove, with the exception of the Druid Enclave. And today I think we're going to move into the Enclave, pick up the quests that are down there, do any of the explorations that are possible down there, and then we're going to probably move out and explore that and loot that stone that we left for later when we found it over by the edge of the water, and then we'll probably head to the Blighted Village. That possibly is up in the air depending on how much time we spend inside the Enclave, but I think that's kind of the path of what we're going to do today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump back in here. Oh, and one other thing. I did make some additional graphics changes, but I also made some hardware changes. It turns out that part of my issue, I think, is probably because somewhere during the construction and upgraded of my PC, I got mismatched RAM speeds. I've never bought 3200 megahertz RAM before. It's always been 36, but somehow when I ordered the RAM to be delivered for this computer, either they incorrectly shipped 32 and I didn't notice it, or the 32, couple of sticks of 32 got stuck in the box of 36s, so I had mismatched RAM. And I've been playing in some other games this week and noticed that I haven't crashed nearly as often. So that was, even though it was defaulting to the lower speed, and mismatching the RAM isn't normally a big idea on higher performance PCs like mine, it probably did have an impact. So part of it is, you know, still early access, I'm sure, but part of it was also, like I said, not necessarily all the game. And I'm hoping that making that swap gets us more stable as well throughout the playthrough. So let's go ahead and move down into the Enclave, and we'll explore the quest options that we have available to us down there.
Wonder if the gods are watching me. One day I'll catch a break.
I want to learn a trick too. It's something only I know.
Please, let us through.
And when you get close enough here, it's going to trigger a cutscene.
Let my daughter go right now.
She's a thief, hell spawn, and you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Mragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out.
Well, that escalated quickly. So we can talk to these
Could
two.
have taken those guards. We need to get Arabella out now.
You heard the guards. They're waiting on Korga to give word.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust that snake. Ugh.
Arabella tried to steal their idol. Druids lost their damn minds about it. They need it for their precious ritual.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing would just disappear, or better yet, explode.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us. That's not right.
Sounds like she made the fatal mistake of getting caught. We shouldn't get involved.
Thank you. They won't give us the time of day.
Hurry! I'm at the end of my tether as is. Can't take this waiting.
Well, I can definitely see both sides of this.
Because that went so
You know,
well last time.
the child is just a child, and they're not entirely sure about the consequences of their actions and that sort of stuff, but
Leaving till it's safe.
boy, I remember when I was young, if I ever would have stolen something, my mom certainly would have hided me up pretty good, so certainly understand both sides here, and we'll just kind of approach this from that perspective and see how it works out.
Stop! Move back at once! No, and you'll find trouble all the same unless you get out of my sight.
A moment, Giona.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
So, looks like my reputation precedes me. So let's go in here and let's cast Speak with Animals to begin with. Because there are a lot of things to explore and deal with in here. So, first thing is we can just kind of go move out this way and just see what's out here.
At the ready.
Would that we could speak freely, my earthling
These very well. It's beautiful.
Okay, so you can see there's a fairly large area down here. And we did get a quest to investigate the beach, which popped up here. And save Arabella popped up when we talked to her parents earlier. We heard strange music on the beach. Where's it coming from? So any of you who play D&D probably have an idea about what that is making that noise. And as you see, we also have some bones up here in this area, what looks like a dagger sitting here in the middle of it. Can't see any enemies yet. Then we have some areas up here that you can obviously climb up on. Have another area over here that you can climb up on, and some water. So let's, and we also have an area up here that looks like doesn't go anywhere, but gives you an option to head down here this way. So let's go into, let's cast my familiar. And let's put everybody into sneak mode. And to slowly move our way up here. See if we can get a better idea about what we might be dealing with, what we might be in for when we move farther down in toward the beach. Okay, you can also see that there's a nest out here, and it's labeled Harpy Nest. So, obviously gives you a good idea about what we're going to be dealing with at some point through this. So... Okay, so we can't see anything yet. We could climb down those knotted roots, but let's take this a little bit slower here. And we do have a chest over here, which it looks like we'll be able to access by jumping around to various locations on the map. So now let's move down this way. And again, we have some more knotted roots to be able to get us down farther, and we can see some detection cones. So there's an enemy here. You can see the cones spreading out in front of them. We just don't have eyes on the enemy itself yet. Okay, so we do have some things that we can loot here in this bone pile. Nothing here. Let's go pick up the dagger. See if there's anything in these piles of bones. Another dagger. And that's about it. And it still doesn't appear that we can see anything down here. So let's move back and try and drop down one more level and see if we can see anything.
What path lies before me?
Okay, so there is a child down here, it looks like. Okay. And the child says such a pretty song, so they're obviously being enthralled by what's down here. So let's head down here.
Everything.
Okay, and now you can see we have more detection cones that have popped up. So let's be careful about what we're doing and where we're going. Okay. Still can't see anything at this point. Okay. We could theoretically use an action, cast a spell or cast something over here to possibly initiate combat from where we are. I've actually never done that before on this encounter. But we might be able to do it. So, but let's not chance it anyway. Let's go back here and approach this encounter the traditional way. And actually, you know what I might do is split the group here. How about we do that? How about we split the group here? We will leave our ranger here on the high ground, and actually let's move her here onto the high ground. Can I... Yes, I can shoot toward this area here. So my range indicator is all the way out here, covers all of this. So let's leave her there. We're going to take Lazelle and move down here. Okay. We're going to take Wyll, position him in here.
I'm ready.
And Shadowheart is going to move down here as well. Now, I can't remember if this is one of those encounters that is going to trigger a cutscene and automatically move all of my characters down to here or not. But if it doesn't, and we're able to keep this pre-positioning, this might allow me to even out the odds, because at least something's up on the high ground here and is going to have some advantages against us. So let's just go ahead and trigger this off with Lazelle by moving her down into this area. We'll move Shadowheart up at the same time we're doing this.
Secrecy above all.
Such a pretty song.
Okay. So I think we're about ready to trigger the combat here. So let's take Lazelle out of stealth and
Such a pretty song. Shh. Listen.
A sweet melody plays above the waves, beckoning you, drowning out all logical thought. The suffocating yearning suddenly fades as the spell breaks. You are free.
No. It's just a bit of water. I only want to listen. Just a little closer. Yes, everything's gonna be fine once I get there.
okay. So why did Wyll get teleported? I have absolutely no idea why Wyll got teleported down here. That doesn't make any sense. Well, okay then. Well, so we have 3 Harpies here. One of them is singing. One of them is moved up for an attack. The other non-singing Harpy oh no, there's a 4th. Where's the 4th? Here, that's the one that just went. Then we have this one, and this one. Where is... Aha! So, this Harpy jumped across, and has come at me from behind. And that's the one that's going to be attacking next. Not a whole lot I can do about that. So maybe that Harpy will attack my Raven. We'll see how it goes here. So, but we do need to get up here and get an attack in on the Harpy. So let's just go ahead and move up.
Blackhead, guide me.
Okay, that was interesting. The calculation before I moved showed that I would be able to make the attack and didn't warn me that there was not enough movement. So as soon as I entered into the water, that obviously sapped my movement speed and didn't allow me to get close enough here. So I'm going to have to... That's only a 30% range to hit, 20%. Not a whole lot of difference between those two. But let's go ahead and make... Yeah, all of these are 20. So we do have a bit of an advantage on this one, but let's just go ahead and make it. Okay. So we did make a hit. Pommel strike, I'm not close enough to do any of these things, so we'll end my turn and let this Harpy up here take an attack. Moving all the way back toward the back. So let's go ahead and cast our Hunter's Mark spell. We are going to cast it down here. We are going to make our attack against it. Okay, 16 points of damage. Really good hit. So only 4 left. This Harpy up here is going to go next, and then Wyll will have a chance to attack. So we'll end the turn here. Okay, Sharp Rock. Singing is obviously not good. Okay.
I'll make you pay.
So good. Shadowheart did resist the song. Let's see what we have. We have a 36% chance to hit. Let's go ahead and move up a little bit.
Got to move.
See if we can improve that. We can't. Let's take a 36%. Well, let's instead see what our Sacred Flame cantrip can do. That's a 50% chance to hit. Okay. So got 2 there, but still not enough. So we'll end the turn. Let my Raven attack. Now my Raven... This Harpy's the one that's going to be attacking next. So let's see if I can get a fly action down here. And let's just go ahead and get off a normal attack at 60%. And we missed. Perfect. Well, maybe that Harpy will turn and attack Wyll. We'll see here. Nope. That was a bummer. Really wish that hadn't have happened. So the Harpy back here is the one that's going to be attacking next. So let's see if we can get Lae'zel up here with a dash. And we'll see if we can jump to get past this water first. Move up here. Try and move into
No time to
a
waste.
flank. And now... Oh, jeez, I don't know what I was thinking. Dash was my action. Need to action surge here. And now we'll try a menacing attack here against the Harpy. And they made their concentration saving throw, so that's not good. So they're still singing. Didn't want to see that, but nothing we can do about it. So we'll go ahead and nothing I can do with the superiority die on this turn. So we'll go ahead and turn. He's going to come and attack. Oh, nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and cast Hunter's Mark again. Harpy, Harpy. Yeah, they're all the same. So I think this is probably a good idea. And let's get off a piercing shot here. Okay, perfect. That caused a lot of damage up here. And we're done. So the next Harpy to act is going to be this one here. And now Wyll. We're just going to have Wyll get rid of this Harpy here on a 55% chance. Not very good. So as far as the others, let's see what Eldritch Blast. Wow, that was messed up. Is less. It's 42%. So I think we are just going to go with the standard attack here. Oh, jeez, you're killing me. And we are going to take a healing potion while we're at it. Jeez. Horrible result. Okay, so I think we do need to... Because this Harpy is the one that's going to be attacking here. So we need to get rid of that Harpy at all costs here. So... Okay. At least we got that one down. So... let's see if we can get a jump up here. And we're still in constrained terrain, or difficult terrain. But we moved up. So now let's see if we can get rid of this Harpy with a fly to here. And see if we can get this hit and kill it. Oh boy, of course not. I really don't want to have to use Lae'zel's full attack just to take off 3 hit points here when I have much better targets that Lae'zel could be going after. I think I just want to jump Lae'zel up here. Okay, and let's see if we can... Alright. Perfect. That's what you want to see. So, let's go ahead and end this turn. And now my ranger's up here. So, next, and I'm getting all these kills with without her, so she's not able to reapply Hunter's Mark each time. But let's go ahead and take an 85% chance to hit on this Harpy down here. Alright, remove that from the game. Now we've just got this one left who might go after Lizelle here. Okay. So Wyll isn't going to be able to see much from down here. Yeah. Can't hit anyway from there. So see if he can jump to a better location. Can he see the harpy from there? He can. So Eldritch Blast. Nope, can't cast it from there. But he can do a ranged attack from there? He can. Okay, nice. Did make the concentration saving throw, so... Okay, so a ranged attack is a 50% chance to hit. Sacred Flame is again 50% chance to hit. Okay. Failed their saving throw, so they did take the damage, but they did pass their concentration check. So now let's get our Raven with a fly action. Okay, these are all free actions. We'll get behind it. And now Rend Division isn't going to be a big deal here because it's singing. What we need to do is try and break that concentration. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And now Lizelle can move in. And we'll try, what do we have left here? 15? So yeah, let's try a menacing attack. Perfect. Okay.
Are they gone? No. Yes, I mean, I don't know. That's what the voice said. I almost got to the nest, but the singing... I need to get back. Mole will be so mad. Wait, you should meet Mole. She'll be grateful you helped me. Find a boy called Doni. Tell him you want to see the dragon's lair.
Hey. So, got a couple of things there.
Never mind. Can't slow down.
We now need to go see someone named Mole, and at the same time, we need to speak to Doni. Now, Doni was one of those children that had the sale stand set up earlier, so maybe mentioning the Dragon's Lair to them will do something. So we'll go back and take care of that as well. So in the meantime, let's get some looting done here. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing else to see here in particular. Okay, so we can bring Lizelle down. And loot this harpy. Nothing here to see. So again, bring Lizelle down. Okay. Now, there is, as you can see, another path around this way, which leads over here and up toward the nest up there. So, let's go check that out.
What to do? Another step forward.
Okay. We'll check this harpy on the way there. Nothing worth seeing.
Have to keep going. Moving in. It's not over.
And we'll just kind of wander a little bit down here. Make sure there's nothing else to see. Now, can we jump to... Nope.
Need to find a way forward.
Like I say, playing through this, I've got one other partial playthrough, so things I haven't done previously, I'm going to try and check out this time. So, walk up to the chest first, and open it. 21 gold, nice.
Must be on my way.
Okay. Move around behind. Check and see if there's anything to explore here.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Okay, so nothing so far. Move over here, jump over to the other side.
On my way.
Okay. There's a harpy nest with something in it. Okay, so we can jump up there. Okay, we can jump up here.
Let's see what those harpies were hoarding.
Okay, so let's search the nest here. So, Ring of Color Spray. Like I said, Color Spray is an interesting spell. Putting this on allows you to cast it, just like Speak with the Dead is allowed to be cast by the necklace. So, something really interesting to have. And we'll take a look at it here as we go through this. So, we'll just put it on Wyll for now. The onyx, and then the camp supplies we don't need. We'll put that back in camp. And there's a letter here. Okay, so Miriam and Edmund here in the book. Just go and pick that up as well. So, and you can read through that at your leisure if you'd like. So that ends. Alt. Oh, there's a journal here. Forgot. Okay, so we can look at that journal here. Okay, talks about some pretty interesting stuff. Bearded Devil's Face, that sort of thing. But nothing for right now for us to deal with, so. Whoops. So we will jump back down here and head back to the rest of the group.
Should mind my step. Don't waste a step. What path lies before me? Never wanted the easy path. How much farther can I go? Time to press ahead. Need to find a way forward.
Okay, so we'll head back here. Join the group all up together. We'll take a short rest. Get those hit points back, and we'll head back. Okay. We will while we're at it,
These
I
peeps
guess.
have seen everything.
Right over here. Okay. Nothing to explore up here. Nowhere to jump to. It's just a high ground for that's available during the fight with the Harpies.
At the ready.
Okay. So if we look at our journal, investigate the beach, pay a visit to Mole, find Doni, say we want to see the dragon's lair. Okay. So we also got a progression in Shadowheart's personal quest. So saying that needs to reach Baldur's Gate to fulfill a mission for a goddess. So you learn more about that as we go through the playthrough here.
Can't slow down.
Looking this way, nothing here.
Gods are watching me.
Now we're going to break the group again. We're going to head down here with our ranger.
My step.
We're going to jump across. To jump across. And jump a third time. Up here. Approach the chest first. Okay, nothing that lets us know that it's trapped in particular, so we'll go ahead and open it. Gold and malachite. Great.
Best be on my way.
We come down and jump our way back. Now again, jumps are based upon strength, so it's good to take your highest strength character to do these things, which in this case would be Lizelle, but I know that our ranger's able to make those jumps, so that's why I just do it with them anyway.
So, Gith, aren't you worried your kind will punish you for consorting with us?
My name is Lae'zel Chucky, and my kin will understand my need for servants. They will help you, but only if I ask.
Having these two in the party together is always never-ending fun. Gotta say.
I'll catch a break.
Okay, so now you can look at our map down here, and all the reachable areas have been explored at the beach.
Another step forward.
So we came in through here, so let's head up this way. See what's next.
Swift as
No, that doesn't work. Damn it.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away. Words of mine will change.
No.
Become
Change? No. Damn it! No, I'm moments away from a grisly death. At the hands of this bloody song. I can't... Nothing fits, you know? It can't hurt. I have an extra loot, if you want.
This is interesting. I wonder how a bard would interact with this cutscene. Interesting.
My teacher, Lihala. She loved dancing. Had 2 left feet, mind. I remember waking up one night on the road and seeing her, dancing beneath the stars, a huge smile on her face. Thinking of it now, my heart hurts. And my words just seem to crumble, like ash. Wait. Words of mine will turn to ash. That's perfect. Words of mine will turn to ash when you cool the last light down. Yes, yes!
Well, that's obviously something they need to fix. And they might have in patch 8. I haven't looked enough through the patch notes to see. Welcome to the stream. I do appreciate you popping in. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Thanks. That's the first time I've played since Lihala died. My teacher. She was playing her lute. We didn't hear the gnolls coming. There was so much blood. I can still smell it. She'd yell at me for that clunky verse and make me play till my fingers were raw. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Finish the Weeping Dawn. For her. I've a long way to go. But thank you. I needed this.
It is a really cool song, so I do hope that the volume on that has been fixed in the patch, but we'll see. So now I do have Speak with Animals on, so you look at the character sheet. Actually, I didn't need to be in here to do it. So Speak with Animals is here, so let's speak to the two squirrels that are out here.
It hurts! It hurts! Please, make it stop! Can't you hear it? Her singing. It's awful.
Terrible.
Oh no! Whatever shall we do?
More witless creatures. More ear bleed. My head is melting. I'm leaving before the damage is permanent.
Would that we could speak freely, my earth-time
Speak with Animals is just so fun.
Alas, I've never learned to converse with your kind.
It's just so fun. Yeah, it just is. So. So we can pick up some of these books. We can search the vase. Nothing here.
Never wanted the easy path.
Move out to the end. Nothing to see or do out here, though.
Don't waste a step.
Speak with animals is so fun. Like I say, it's a completely unnecessary spell at this point, but it just adds so much interesting content to the playthrough that... Alright, so now we're going to get to talk to Volo here and Bosk the bear.
Ah, my good friend. You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest. Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins? Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
You search your mind, but remember nothing useful about goblin social order or behavior.
So we can approach this a couple of ways. We can just tell them exactly the facts, or we can just go completely over the top. I've played this a few different ways, so let's just... This guy seems like... well, let's just go over the top.
Ye gods! Can it be? How terribly compelling. And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety? Witness mistook obvious silver dragon for brass. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates? They did, didn't they? Oh, curious. Oh, curious indeed. I've interrogated one, a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiat in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal! Ah, but is superstition all? These goblins are informed by a kind of strategy anathema to their kind. I, for one, intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm just preparing to head to their camp as we speak, in fact. If you'll excuse me, I ought not to door roll. Never you mind. Who needs mercy when you have a quick tongue and an invisibility potion stashed in one's back pocket? Until we meet again.
Oh boy, the NPCs in this game are just fun. So let's talk to the bear and see what he thinks of him.
Just a moment. This man is recording my story. I am far from home.
As the colourful man starts scribbling, the bear sneaks a quick look at the page. His brow furrows. Incomprehensible squiggles surround a crude sketch. A bear disemboweling a clutch of tieflings.
Well, obviously doesn't have speak with animals like I do to make sure that story gets across. We can go read this plaque over here.
By Sylvanus the Tree Father, our turmoil is calmed.
I smell drama amongst these adventurers. What have you heard?
Oops.
Keep their confidence if you insist.
And we've got another beach area with a bear down here.
Light on my...
He didn't come back, did he? His smell is gone. He's gone. Master, He left with the weaponed two legs. He said he'd be back. But I can smell them, the weaponed ones, and I cannot smell him. He's not coming back. No, the woods have gone dark. There's too many predators lately, even for Master.
Okay. So you can see from the mini map that you can move out this way. Let's whoops. Let's break the group here. Move out this way. Can't reach it, so we can jump. Okay, there's a wooden chest out here. Spell to cure wounds. Okay.
On my way. Time to press ahead.
And we'll get rid of those icons. That's something that they need to clear up, is the sneak icon stays sometimes. It bugs out. He's just fishing. Okay, so we've got a sleeping bear here. Let's see if there's anything in these vases. Nothing, nothing, and nothing, so let's talk to the bear.
I'm sleeping. Okay.
Okay, now that's an interaction that you can only have with speaking with animals. He will move out of the way, you can ask him to move, and that frees you up to be able to use the elevator to get up here. Whereas you can't do that normally. You have to do something to wake him up and have him move. So we're gonna move up here and just talk to Timber the Squirrel real quick.
Get out!
The squirrel lunges at your foot and bites it.
You barged in without an invitation. I wouldn't call that friendly. See, you're in my territory, and I want you gone.
Okay, might as well try a persuasion check here. Okay, let's add in guidance. Uh-oh. You know, I don't think I've ever failed or ever passed this. So we're gonna try again. Oh, jeez, no. Oh, wow, got a good roll. Got a good roll on guidance.
How about this? You can stay if you keep those ugly feet on the ground. I'll even sweeten the pot. Found some weird smelling stuff on the ground. You can keep it, but these trees are mine. Follow the rules and I won't have to intervene. Got it?
Okay, so never passed that before, so I'm interested in what she found on the ground. It was weird smelling. Because we've been all around here. Maybe we picked it up when we were exploring this area earlier.
Remember our deal now?
'Cause I don't see anything that popped into my inventory. Okay, Shadowheart and my Raven are still up here, because of course they are. We'll move Shadowheart onto the platform. And group everybody up again. Okay. Now we can move around this way. And we find a Bluejay named Topaz over here.
Shh, I'm concentrating. Does this look good? Is the coin in the middle? Yes. Yes, you're right. That's it.
Okay. So you did see that there's a shiny key in here. Sitting inside of this nest, and it's a story item, but it would be stealing right now.
Yes. Yes. This is perfect.
So, I think I messed that up. So, let's try something.
Can't risk being an open view. I don't need
Umbram creatus sanguine iuratus.
Okay, so it does look like we managed to steal it without upsetting Topaz.
Yes.
Still shows as being there, but it's not. If you kick the bird and scare it away, you can take the items that are in there. There's also a mirror in there, I believe. But I did get the shiny key. Okay, so I'll go back into a group and continue looking around some more. Well, most of this is stealing, but we'll go up here to the plaque.
Sylvanus, the forest father.
Find out
Okay.
Tell me what you find. Okay. Speak. The bird knows. She needs to know. You do not.
We can try persuasion here.
Forgive me. It is not you I fear. It is my brethren. More follow Korga every day. They are afraid, and she offers a simple solution. Eject the refugees, and we will be safe. A druid and an outsider. We can do nothing without turning the others against us. Only Master Halsin can stop this. I pray my bird returns with news of him. If not, I fear for my people. I would prefer not to, but if Master Halsin does not return, Korga will give the order, and my voice will not matter.
Okay, so you start to see that not everybody in the grove here is of the same mind when it comes to the ritual that's happening. So now let's talk to Tusk.
I thought you were Halsin.
The boar prances about, haunches clenching and unclenching impatiently.
Where's Halsin? He promised me a mate.
Okay, so I guess now we're on the lookout for a mate. For Tusk. Okay, nothing in these, and you can head into the stone door. Now you can see that there are a few quests in here. So before we go in, we can read the last plaque over here, and then we'd be back at where we started, so.
By Sylvanus, the old oak, all death begets life.
Okay, so now we can head into the stone door in here.
I'm sorry.
Have you lost your scent?
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
This is a little harsh. You understand there's some wrongdoing there, but this all seems to be a little bit harsh.
She's a parasite. She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
The child's in danger. Do something, I beg you.
Okay, so we've got a couple options here. So nature is going to give us a +1. Persuasion's just a -1. We can also talk to the snake directly because we have speak with animals out there. Or we could ignore it or take the violent way through all of this. I don't know as if I've ever had speak with animals up during this conversation. I'm not entirely sure the snake is going to listen to me. So let's go ahead and try a nature roll here and see what happens. Okay, so they need a 12. Perfect, good roll.
I hear the Tree Father's spirit in your words. It is as you say. Sifisif, Tila to me. Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin would...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
So, she's, not very pleasant. So let's go talk to Wrath over here.
You did well to speak up for the girl. That snake is fickle. A tragedy prevented.
Yeah, say the snake probably wouldn't have listened to me, so the roll, whether that might have prevented us from having a roll to correct that situation, so...
Well seen. Well spotted. We've let a snake replace our leader. She is first druid in Wholeson's absence. With him caught or dead by goblins, none may gainsay her. But more will die if her ritual is finished. I doubt those exiled by the rite will survive long outside. Would you? I would give anything to see Wholeson return home. Sylvanus' blessing upon you, and my gratitude as well. Wholeson is an elf with the presence of a bear. He left west with the adventurers. You won't mistake the first druid for anyone else.
Okay, so...
Stay close.
This will all be
He's got a wolf named Silver.
Rituals almost finished.
Another stranger come to vex me. What will you do? Hunt me? Grab my tail? Shout until my head hurts? Silence. Your help is not required. Not by me, at least.
A very unhappy wolf. So we can go talk to...
I need a quick word.
The mice,
The
or
rat
rats.
glares at you, but says nothing.
So, the rats aren't very friendly.
The rat watches your movements, but does not speak.
If not over, then through.
Oops.
The rat doesn't respond. It simply bares its teeth.
Yeah, so the rats aren't friendly. Okay, some interesting stuff in here. Got reports of a red wizard in the village south of here. Interesting. Okay, most of this stuff is going to be labeled as steel, but the wicker chest is searchable, so is the basket. Okay, camp supplies, always good. Okay. Everything up here is steel. Okay, so now we have a couple of doors here. We have an option to go in here this way and an option to go in this way. So let's head over here to this area first. I think that stone door is supposed to be closed.
Never wanted the easy path.
Okay, most of this you can see is all marked red. But there is somebody in here we can talk to.
What will the tieflings want next? Letting the Hellchild go was a mistake.
So, somebody who's obviously on the side of kicking everybody out. Okay, so a library of sorts here. Nothing that we can take or interact with
What path lies
at this
before
time.
me?
So we'll head over here. Okay, again, bunch of items marked as steel only. We do have somebody over here, and
We did a number on you, didn't they?
looks like there's a wounded bird here.
Does that hurt? I know. We're nearly done. I see you. Just give me a moment. This medicatrix. There. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now, What was it you needed? You found her, but I still don't know what she can do for you. Come here. Let's have a look at you. You seem healthy enough. A bit tired around the eyes, maybe. Crawled in? Some sort of bug? Or... Wait, did it look like a tadpole? But from your worst nightmare? All slime, teeth, and tentacles. I'll do what I can. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. We need to be quick. This way.
So, interesting. The bird is exhausted. It's been healed. Let's see.
My faith protects me.
Head on in.
So let's look at our items here. Okay, so nothing to remove a status effect, but we do have...
Head on in. Take cure.
Okay, so we did heal the bird, but we don't have anything to remove...
No time to rest?
The status effect. No, we do not.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Just make sure of that real quick.
Head on in.
Nothing here. Okay, so the potion of vitality would work. But I don't think you can use potions on other creatures here. Yeah, because I can't right click this.
Head on in.
So I think at this point we've kind of done everything that we can here. So Nettie wants me to go this way.
Light on my feet.
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after. Seems so. Gave Master Halsin a right start. It's why he joined the adventurers on their expedition. To find out what was happening. A pity you got me instead of him. He understands these things. Studied them. Still, we have options. Of course. Now, tell me what's been happening. Any symptoms? Strange events? Protected from on high? Sounds like the drow. Master Halsin said he was tougher than he had any right to be. How'd you pick up the parasite? Halsin was desperate to find where all this was happening. A mind flayer ship? But Master Halsin was sure. Look, you've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself. This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms. The thorn? Coated in a fatal toxin. It was a last resort, in case I couldn't trust you. I don't have a cure. Only a way out. I'm sorry for misleading you, but I had to be sure you weren't a threat before I told you everything. Now, do I have your word or not? I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here. You know, I've spent my life treating folk and never once saw a mind flayer infection. Then suddenly, there's dozens of you. Maybe more. Master Halsin and I were tracking them, studying them, trying to figure out what the hells was going on. Because you should all be changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers out there. But you're not. Weird powers aside, you seem perfectly normal. For one, that thing in your head is like nothing we've ever seen from mind flayers. It's one of their worms for sure. But this one gives you powers. Telepathic connections. And it doesn't turn you into one of them. Not yet, anyhow. Could be. But there's a lot we don't know. Infected, folks like you, have been converging on an old temple of Selune, and I've no idea why. When Master Halsin heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers, joined on the spot. Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back. The thing is, I've sent birds to find him, but the place is rotten with goblins. None of us can even get close. You, though, you're one of them. Technically speaking, I mean. They won't kill someone carrying their parasite. If you can find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life. How's that sound? Thank you. It would mean everything to the Grove. To me. I wish I could tell you more, but only those adventurers know what happened out there. All I can say for sure is they all went to the old temple of Selune, and Master Halsin didn't make it back. Good luck out there, and if things start to go bad, remember the vial. Remember your oath. Take it one step at a time.
Interesting.
Come on.
So, we got a lot of backstory there about what's been happening. So... Let's cast Speak with the Dead on the drow.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Druid. Bear.
The corpse remains silent. It doesn't understand the question.
Moonrise Towers. Initiation. Minthara. Back at camp. No.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
And again, Speak with the Dead comes from the necklace that I'm wearing.
These boots have seen
that
everything.
allows me to cast that spell once every long rest, but it stays active throughout that, until I long rest again. So it's basically cast it once off the necklace. You can always keep it active. And Lae'zel has an exclamation point here.
Poison? Never. I shall slit my own throat if it comes to that. Boundless, annoying optimism. I respect you for it. We must assume purification is at hand. Anything else is surrender. Let us make haste to a crash, then. Neither Nettie nor Halsin holds the cure we seek.
She's obviously intent on getting to a crash. Makes sense.
Something over there.
Okay, so there's a stone slab here that we could possibly pick to get in. But it is red, so it is going to count as something like stealing to get in there.
On my way.
And we do have some active statues here. We've seen what those things are like when they're active and they're angry. So maybe that's not a good idea to do it.
Should mind my step. Another step
Okay.
forward.
So we'll head back out here.
Need to find a way forward. Breathe deep and move.
Take it one step at a time, Nettie. Come on.
Okay.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
This will all be over. The ritual's almost finished.
Oh, my savior. I wish you could have visited in better times.
We've already talked to Mark. Oh.
Another outsider. Should you have an ounce of sense, you will leave immediately.
Not the friendliest of all places, right?
Please leave. Our hospitality has limits, and they were crossed long ago.
Okay.
Moving ahead.
And we do have another... We do have some plaques around here that we can...
The tower seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. History or myth? Whatever is depicted here is long past.
Okay, so... A religion check.
In darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. Local history written in
That
riddle.
was a history check. So you really need somebody, it looks like, who needs intelligence to read all of these plaques.
Best foot forward. Checking things out.
Okay.
Let's get going.
So for now,
Carry me.
that appears to be everything we can do except
The pride of the gate.
another plaque here.
By claw and tooth, from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The mural shows druids claiming the grove in the name of the old oak, Sylvanus, god of nature.
Okay. So now let's see if
What have we here?
Wyll can get a couple of other things learned here.
In darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild. You recall stories of an alliance between druids and the harpers, but the details are vague.
Wyll, he's a smart one.
The tower seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. You recognize the mark of the dark goddess Shah on the broken helmet. This army marched in her name.
So many dead. Sent to the Night Singer's embrace.
Moonrise must be a reference to Shah's divine sister, Selune.
Okay, don't forget that Shadowheart is a priestess of Shar. So,
Ever onward.
again, those things just tend to open up more backstory and things like that inside the game, but they're not 100% necessary to get figured out. So, okay, so here we are inside of here. We can head back out. We can talk to parents up here.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
It's not much, but here. Know that if you call, we'll come running, no matter what.
Likewise. Arabella?
Thank you for helping me.
Okay.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Wyll got inspired there, so if we do look at our character sheets, we're back up to 4 inspirations.
No one does.
And we received a locket. So,
We have to look after ourselves. That's what Mole says.
so what this allows you to do is cast Dancing Light
I don't care what Mom says.
as a cantrip. So, might as well carry that around for now. We've got nothing else to go along with it, and we'll put color spray as a ring along with it. Might as well. We do have some other things in here. The Absolute's Bane, we talked about that last time. We're not going to worry about it. We do have Wyvern Poison, though. Very, very strong poison. It's got a DC 15 Constitution saving throw that goes along with it. So, it can be quite damaging, to put it mildly. So, let's go ahead and do just some quick inventory cleanup here. We've kind of been neglecting this a little bit.
Stop.
But nothing
I
serious.
was fine.
Your mother was a heartbeat
I
away
think that
from
gets us
fighting
kind
a
of back
bear.
where we want to be. We probably do want to put these other 2 supply packs in camp. We don't need them since Lazelle's carrying one and I'm carrying one. We can actually then put Lazelle's in camp as well. But I think that's good for now. Okay, so now we need to talk to Doni, who's up here.
I have something to ask.
And ask him about the Dragon's Lair.
He stares right past you as if you're invisible or boring. He nods, then reaches for a concealed hatch. His eyes flicker to yours for an instant, then away, as if it hurts to look at you.
Okay. So,
Moving ahead.
interesting. Ah, there it is. So he showed us this door, so let's go on in.
One day I'll catch a break.
Okay, so there's a wicker chest over here. That's a long ways. Can't make it. So let's, whoops. Dog of the group, bring Lozelle up.
I crave blood.
Can't make it. Okay. So,
Blade at the ready.
Wyll can cast Misty Step.
Inveniam via.
Okay, and some thieves' tools. Now, is there a way to get back from here? Or do I need to cast Misty Step again? Okay. So we'll cast Misty Step again.
Et alibi.
Okay. We are going to have to take a long rest anyway. So I've just been saving that, so to speak, to use up as many of these spell slots as we need and all that sort of stuff. So we'll get these spells back.
What path lies before me?
Okay. So nothing there in particular, but there is a spot up here. And you can see that there's Mole, who we're looking for. So
Wonder if the gods are
let's
watching
just
me.
go and explore the rest of this area over here.
At the ready.
Okay, there's a rocky crevice here.
Tight fit. I won't be getting back in that way.
Okay, so that's the back way out of this.
The Druids don't care about us.
Which is right where Mole disappeared to earlier when we were talking to him. Okay. So that's good to know.
Need to find a way
So we
forward.
can head back down here. Okay, and the place to go is through here. There's Mole here. So
I want to have a word.
Well, look who's come to visit. My kids say you've been busy since you got here. I heard you helped Melly with that locket. I owe you for that. Mercon says you got him out of a tight spot with some Harpies. Gotta say, I'm impressed. You saved Arabella from the Druids. Don't know what those bastards would have done. And we're happy to be helped. Now, what can I do for you? I do, as a matter of fact. Revenge. You saw what those bastards that run the place were doing to Arabella, scaring the precious mite. I want to steal that big, shiny idol they're all chanting at. The important thing is to get it away from them. That ritual's gonna get us all killed. And we can sell it once we get to the city. Thing like that's gotta be worth a small fortune. Be careful. They look as brittle as old bark, but they're vicious. Anything else?
Okay, so this is just one of the ways to progress through this section of the quest line. In stealing the idol, that's what they had Arabella try and do. So it is kind of one way to go about this. We are not going to do that. But But yeah, I mean, there certainly are multiple ways to play this. So what we are going to do, though, is kind of take the opportunity to stock up on some gold here by selling some of these things that we do not need to carry around anymore. So let's see if there's anything else. We're keeping these 3 letters for now. Oh, and the ring, forget about that. Okay, so let's sell off some other things here. Well, probably shouldn't have sold the silver dagger. I'll probably have to go buy that back. Okay. So, silver dagger. Probably want to keep that.
Anything else?
Nope, not for now.
You've been a friend to us. Come back anytime.
So that interaction will change based upon how many of the things that Mole mentioned you have completed before you came into here. So the more of them you accomplish, obviously the friendlier they'll be. So you can come here whenever you want. It doesn't really matter very much, but just one of the things, like I say, that encounter will change. So, bunch of stuff back here to pick up. Stuff bear. But it is all stealing still at this point. And we can climb up here. See if there's anything to investigate up here. Doesn't appear to be. That was strange. What was that? No, it was just the torch that I accidentally moused over. So can I break the group?
I need new pockets to pick.
Oh, Lizzo can jump up here. Interesting. Okay.
One true way.
And you could jump over here as well, probably. Yep. Yeah, interesting locations that you can get to throughout here. So, target's too far to get over here. So don't ever neglect looking around. Even if there's nothing there at the locations that you can jump to or that you can get to, it might come in handy if you ever need to get to that location, say combat breaks out unexpectedly or something like that.
Have to keep going.
So, not going to happen in here, but again, always something good to keep in the back of your head, that there are multiple places to get to that can give you advantages in combat if need be. So, I'm back up here and just go back out the hatch. Okay. So, looking at our journal here, we completed Investigate the Beach and save Arabella. We got the new quest to steal the idol. Again, just one of the ways to go through this portion of the area. We completed asking Nellie for help, and now we expanded upon rescue the Druid Halson. So we have these 3 things. This one is kind of by itself. We can go northwest to find the Githyanki. These 2 are tied to each other because the Goblin Priestess is in the same location as Druid Halson. So those 2, we could kind of head that way and see which one of the 2 we want to, pursue, so to speak, as we go through this. But that, for now, clears out. Let me make sure. Yes. That clears out most of the things that we're able to do inside of the Druid's Grove for now. So let's go ahead and head back out toward the start. We'll take a long rest. And continue adventuring out. Got another hour left, so at least we'll head out toward the general location of where the Blighted Village is and see how far we get. So let's go to camp and end the day here. Okay, so we see Lizelle has an exclamation point, so we'll complete some interactions here.
A fine evening, don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears. Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my creche. Lair. Your curiosity is to be commended. Githyanki are hatched in creches all throughout realm space. Lair is one of many. It's there I first saw a Kithrak mount a red dragon, where I slit my cousins' throats at the Vash's command. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
Interesting. Seems to be on a little bit, slightly better terms now at this point.
Need something? Clearly the tadpole. If we can't understand it, we'll never control it.
In here, just finishing up some interactions.
How can I
kind of
help?
going through them and that sort of thing, seeing if there's anything else that needs to be talked about or brought up during a camp time. It's always good to go ahead and
Almost
do
pleasant traveling with
stuff
company.
like this,
If you
just to see
ignore
if there's
all the
anything else that
less
they want to
pleasant
talk to you
aspects.
about.
We've been through quite a lot, with likely more to come. Care to narrow it down a little? Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. Personally, I think finding this Halcyon is our best bet. If we're truly desperate, we can try to convince that goblin gut in assisting us. I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course. Perhaps. Perhaps not. If we do survive, we'll have separate lives to return to. I need to get to Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible. Thank you. And you're right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation. Find a healer. And the sooner the better. I have other matters to attend to beyond this affliction. I must admit, you've been a surprise. And not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises? Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think? Thank you. I'm sure we'll get along perfectly well.
Well met.
Did you see those tiefling kids?
Do you reckon our moping and muttering does them much good? They should be chasing frogs, climbing trees, not training for battles they can't win. Those people look at me and they see a hero. Imagine how bad they feel if they were wrong.
We sniff out the gobbo leaders and take their heads. And we free the Druid housing while we're at it. If we want these brain bugs removed, he's our man. But failing that, this Gith Kresh sounds promising, if Lae'zel's telling us straight. I know, that's a pretty big if.
Okay, so that finishes off everything here. No need to talk to Withers about anything, so let's go pick up 40 supplies
What's
out
in
of our
here?
chest and get our long rest over with. And actually, you know, while I'm here, well, let's do this first. So that's 24, 34, 35, anything that gives me 5. Okay, got a couple of different, aha. Alright, so that should be 40. And while we're here, let's look at Shadowheart's spellbook here. Because we need to put some stuff, some healing back that happens at a distance. Because Prayer of Healing can only be used outside of combat. So let's remove that and put that one back in. So now we can do some distance healing as well. And we're probably going to want to bring Wyll, or I mean Gale, back into this. Unless we remove one of these two. Well, we'll wait on that. This is a tough decision for me to make. Because I kind of know something that's coming up here. And Gale has the water, the create water staff. So, yeah, because if we go toward the Blighted Village as opposed to the Goblin camp, Wyll might be more useful at the Goblin camp, but let's actually bring Gale back into the party here. So let's go talk to Wyll and leave him behind.
Something's on my mind.
Well met. You sure about that? I'm one of a kind. And just when things were warming up.
How can I help? With pleasure. Lead on.
Okay. Because, yes, Gale does have the Rain Dancer staff, which has got the Create Water spell on it, so that's what we need. He actually does have some books that we can sell as well. And look at the spell book here. So Gale does have Firebolt as a cantrip. He does not have Burning Hands. So, and Silence would be something for Shadow Heart to cast. Okay. Alright, I think this is okay for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our rest. There has been a fairly big discussion about random encounters in this game, and it's fairly split amongst the community as to whether or not those are something that are a good idea or not. I believe it was Baldur's Gate 1 that had random encounters, so when you slept or took a long rest, you had a chance for a random encounter to happen.
Most brave of you. Is there anything you need?
I personally think that's a good idea. It's a part of tabletop, so I don't see why it wouldn't be a part of
some bits and bobs I no longer need.
An official game like this, but I can also see other people's objections to it in that it doesn't necessarily add a whole lot to the overall gameplay. But yeah, I mean, it's really a matter of opinion here. I think it should be there, but I certainly see that other people might not think it adds to the gameplay very much. But personally, I would hope that they do add it in at some point. Okay, so we're all finished up here. I'm going to, once I get up here, I'm going to cast my familiar. Well, actually, I'll do it when I get outside.
Can't slow down.
Do you think your kin search for you, Laser?
No, they do not. It's my responsibility to cleanse myself.
And we're going to head off this way.
Perhaps they were trying to free you.
A vain notion. I am one of many, and will not be a burden to
Okay, so we are in the forest. So we'd head off this way. Actually, instead of doing this, we can look at the map and kind of see where things are. So we went up to the north, which is where the Druid's Grove is, and explored basically all of this. Heading out west this way, we have as an option to us, we've explored all of the south. So this is really the only way that we have to explore a little bit. It's going this way, but we probably will head up here and explore this while we're out here. So let's kind of head back.
Light on my feet.
Climb up here. Everybody will be able to get up here. Well, I thought. Leave it to Gale to not be able to get up here. Okay. So we'll
direct me.
Kinda humorous that you can get up there.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
Oh, this is something I hate. The pathing sometimes for these characters is rather ludicrous. Okay.
Don't waste a step. Another step forward.
And again, this is just exploring all of the area here. You never know when you're going to come across things that are hidden in the environment. And you have to pass a perception check to be able to see it. Or hidden chests that are lootable and things like that. So you always want to explore everywhere, even if it doesn't look like it's going to get you in, you know, anywhere in particular. You always want to take the opportunity to walk around, to see what's around you. Because you just simply never know.
Very well.
So in that same vein, I will try and jump up to various places. Doesn't look like you can, so
moving in.
You come out here to the edge, explore it. There is some camp supplies. No way to get... Well, there possibly is a way.
At the ready.
Ah, interesting. Oh, not enough space. So, I wonder if you can actually make these two jumps and get up here from down below. Kind of interesting. Okay, but we know we can climb this ladder here.
How much farther can I go?
Okay. Okay, so we have a guidance cantrip that can be cast. So by anyone wearing the pendant. So that means if we do ever decide to take Shadowheart out of the party, we would have the ability to cast that guidance cantrip, which is nice.
Has a Harper sigil. Why were they here?
Okay, you saw that picking it up. It's a relic of the Harpers. So some backstory there. So potion of force resistance, interesting. Hill giant strength, awesome. Poison resistance is good, and bottles. I just sent those to camp. I really need to run a Google search, I guess, and find out.
What's that?
Okay, so let's go. What if those bottles are good for anything? Sorry, I finished my
At the
sentence.
back of the crevice lies a bag covered with spiders. A shiny gold coin pokes from its mouth.
I don't think I've ever done this before.
The creatures clutch the pouch possessively. You have no doubt. A spider egg is nestled within.
Okay, so I do have animal handling here. So that's a +4. Okay, we can add on guidance. Perfect.
One by one, the spiders retreat to the rear of the crevice, lulled by your murmurs. You stash the bag. Something clinks among the coins.
Okay. So let's go look at our inventory and see what's in the pouch. Spider egg sac. Okay. And we'll be able to sell the pouch, drop it, do whatever we want with it. So you can light the campfire here. Doesn't do anything as far as I'm aware.
Can't slow down.
Okay. Holding alt. Nothing in particular. Hammer and tongs, don't need them.
Need to find a way forward.
And there's a heavy chest up here. So again, just like all chests, walk up to it. Doesn't appear that it's trapped. We can open it up. Nice. Couple of items, and now you can see over the crashed Nautiloid where we came from. So,
Should mind my step.
quite interesting. Okay, nothing else to look at up here. Doesn't appear. So we can head on back down.
On my way. Light on my feet. With haste.
Okay, we'll head down here, jump down. And why is Lizelle stuck up there? Why? Okay, so we'll toggle group mode. We'll go get Lizelle.
Not reaction.
I say, sometimes the pathing, especially along changes in elevation with these characters, is just strange.
What now?
It can just break itself.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
So, something to be worked on. So, we've already explored some over this way, so let's go continue exploring this way. And you see, we have some initiates of the Absolute. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what this is all about.
If not over, then
You
through.
saw them from up above.
People up ahead.
Hang on, Ed.
Something's wrong.
You're going to be all right.
He's so pale.
Stop it.
You're a true soul. You can't die. Please, stay with us.
I don't think he's conscious. Can you hear us, Ed?
You, not a step closer.
A strange symbol glows, marked on their flesh, and something within you stirs in response.
This gives you we've been skipping the Elithid checks most of the time, but this gives you an example of what that does. You don't fail it. The DC is -1, so you're guaranteed to pass it. I think even with a natural 1, you're guaranteed to pass this. It's just using the tadpole to mentally influence the people you're dealing with. I don't normally do that, but because these people are kind of slaves or servants to the tadpoles anyway, it just makes perfect sense for me to use it in this situation anyway. So
I'm so sorry. It's our brother, True Soul Edwin. He's injured and I wasn't thinking.
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated. The injured man locks eyes with you. The parasite writhes in your head. Your minds intertwine. You see his siblings, Andric and Brynna. New recruits. Yours to shepherd.
Protect them.
Mind the true soul. She will. She.
Edwin! Ed! Please!
He's with the Absolute now.
A true soul. Thank the Absolute. Edwin, our brother, he was chosen. Like you.
Do you have orders for us? We were reporting to Edwin.
okay, so this is an interesting exchange here. So at this point, you've gathered that a true soul is basically one who has a tadpole in their head. So we can kind of utilize this to gather some information because they're willing to follow me at this point. So let's try and gather some information first.
What? Are you testing us? The Absolute is our goddess. She's going to rip down the old world order, start a new one. Then we'll be the ones with the power. Well, you will firstly, True Soul. You don't need me to explain that.
A true soul, like you, has been chosen by the Absolute. You speak with her voice, and when the time comes, the true souls, you will rule.
Please. Any supposed new god would have an uphill battle.
I'm sorry, true soul. I only repeated what I thought I knew. It seems the Absolute still has a great deal to teach me. I don't know any druids.
We were looking for fugitives. Survivors from that ship that crashed farther west of here. But instead of them, Edwin found an owlbear. An angry one. We managed to drag him away, but the beast's claws had already done their work. I told Edwin not to look in that cave. It was filthy with owlbear tracks. What? And just leave Ed? I suppose he'd want us to go on. Find a way to honor his sacrifice.
May the Absolute guide us.
Sounds like trouble.
Okay. So that can go a couple of different ways, but either way, it's best just to kind of get them out of the picture. Because shaft of a broken spear, that's going to be interesting. So you want to pick that up.
The man is dead, but something shifts beneath his features. A glistening tadpole emerges, slithering up past a sightless eyeball. The same as the creature behind your eye. One squeeze should do it, but you stop short. How could you think of harming something so beautiful, so pure?
It's been a good day for rolls so far. I'm really impressed.
The tadpole plops to the ground. Now is your chance to stomp it into the dirt. But it's too precious, too sweet, isn't it?
That is what's called a massive jinx. As soon as I say it, I roll a natural 1 immediately after I say it. You couldn't have scripted that any better.
The parasite into the ground. Intense regret washes over you, churning your stomach.
Oh, wow. You couldn't make that up.
With haste.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to continue exploring up this way. That's right where we came down over here.
No traps, please. Strange. It looks healthy.
A dead boar. But it doesn't look like it's been touched by scavengers. The carcass seems to be fresh, only a few hours dead. You notice 2 small puncture wounds in its neck. Looking closer, you can see the skin around its face is desiccated. It's been completely drained of blood.
If you have Asterion in your party at that point,
Have to keep going.
it can lead to an interesting dialogue option.
Another step forward.
Okay. So as you progress over this way, you'll move more toward the Blighted Village. So let's head back down here and explore down underneath the bridge this way.
Don't waste a step.
Okay, looks like a coffin down here with a mug and a spoon in it. Interesting. But this is also a walking path to get over to this area over here.
Breathe deep and move.
So there's a cave in front of you. There's a way to get up over here on this side. And there's another way to get up over here on this side. So we heard what the brother and sister said about a cave, so we're probably going to encounter an owlbear in here.
Here we go. Owlbear tracks.
Okay, we found the same tracks. Let's head in. Okay, so I'm going to sneak around in here.
Should mind my step.
Okay, a couple of different ways to go through here. So let's check the high ground first.
Light on my feet. On my way.
Okay. So there's a way to come down this way and look into this area. We've got a gilded chest. It's got Seluna's seal on it. A statue of Selune. And then we have another way to get around this direction. And we have what looks like a way to get up here on top of all of this. So let's move back around this way and explore down here.
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Okay, and now that I know that there's some sort of encounter around here, I'm going to take it a little bit slower when I'm moving around, not moving large chunks of movement space here. Okay, so now you can see detection cones. You can see the owlbear. Okay. It is distressed. Okay. And there is a cub that goes along with it. So let's split our party here. And we'll take okay. Take Gale. We're gonna move him up and try and get him up on the high ground here. Okay, so I can kind of see the limits of the detection cone here. Okay.
Certainly. With haste.
So, looks like I can get Gale up here. Now, Gale's no longer in a detection zone. So, let's see if we can do the same thing with Shadowheart. Okay.
Best step softly.
This is what I mean about taking advantage of the terrain and that sort of stuff to move yourself into more advantageous positions or something that might be coming up. So the owlbear, you can see, is not hostile at this point. So we're going to take Jorval out of hiding. And we're going to go up here and, whoops, we're going to first cast Speak with Animals. Okay, and then we're going to go up and see what this encounter is all about.
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
What's this? Something weak, something tender. Won't even have to chew you before I feed you to my son. Soft meat.
Okay, now you can, this kind of gives you a hint as to why it's distressed. There's still, it's been injured during the attack. So...
It's a splinter. I've gutted bigger threats than you with worse.
Okay, so we have some options here. So we can try an intimidation. Probably not going to work, but maybe it will. Or you can just try and leave. And use a persuasion check to do either one of those. So, you know, I don't think I've ever tried an intimidation here. The DC's got to be pretty high if I had to guess. But either way, what you're doing here is you're just trying to leave through all of these. You're just trying to be let go. Okay, so a DC of 5.
A mistake that would cost you your life if you posed any real danger. You can go, but you make one wrong step and I'll rip you to shreds.
Okay. So... I don't know, this might be interesting. Can Shadowheart cast... her healing word?
Pain begone. Take you. Be still, it's murderous. Not sure it appreciates the healing touch.
Okay, well, maybe.
None shall see me. Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
It's no longer distressed, though. So let's go talk to it again and see if that made a difference or
I
not.
should speak up.
I warned you, soft meat. You don't listen.
Okay, so it didn't. Okay. So now let's take the opportunity here to get everybody kind of in position who's not in combat. So our Raven, we can fly all the way over to here and not get seen. We can come up behind the Owlbear and we can try and rend vision. Okay, so it's blinded. So that worked out really well. So now Lazelle is
light steps
in a position here. I don't know if I'll be able to get her around. Oh, looks like I can. So I can get Lizelle in a position here where she can attack. And I can do a menacing attack with her. Or laceration. I think menacing attack is what I want to do, though. Okay, big hit. Okay, and now Shadow Heart. It's going to concentrate on ranged attacks, but 91% chance to hit because it's blinded here. So I could hamstring it, but that's not going to really do anything since I'm already in melee combat with it. It's going to stay in melee combat. Okay, so now Shadow Heart's jumped in, and now Gale. So.
It shall be done.
Okay, Gale can cast a Firebolt cantrip here. 75% chance to hit. Perfect. Okay, so now everybody's joined battle. So now we can head back to a ranger here. Cast Hunter's Mark. Okay, and we can make a melee attack. We can try Lacerate. 88% chance to hit. Okay. So good. So we've taken the owlbear down quite a bit. So it's blinded, it's bleeding, it's threatened, it's got Hunter's Mark on it, so I think that's about all we can do.
No! What did you do?
Oof. That hurt. That really hurt. So Gale's turn. So Firebolt is going to have a 64% chance to hit. Okay. Nothing else that he's going to be able to do. Okay, Lizelle took a huge, massive hit. What are we at, 19? Oh, that was not needed. I'm gonna action surge that. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna... Rally, I could use it to get some back. Second wind. Did me my bonus action. I think I want to end this. So a pommel strike has got a 50% chance to hit. But if I miss this... Oh, it's a coin flip. Okay. So, it dazed it. In turn. Okay, and we're going to get some healing out here. Okay. And now it's dazed and knocked out, so we'll just end the turn here. Critical hit. Interesting. Okay.
The cub looks from you to his dead mother.
Wake. Hungry.
A single strike will end his suffering.
Hungry. Food.
You watch speechless as the cub begins to eat his mother.
At least the cub has a fighting chance now.
That, or we've just prolonged its misery.
Still
Okay.
breathing. despite
So
everything.
once it really was dead after the pommel strike, but it went dazed. Once its turn comes around again, then it triggers that cutscene. So I was the victim of an additional hit there by the owl cub, which got a critical hit on me, which is always interesting. But we can search the owlbear here, and we find the head of a broken spear. Now, if you remember earlier, we happened to find the shaft of a broken spear, so we can combine that with the head of a broken sphere, combine it, and you get Vision of the Absolute. Okay. It's basically a spear that has a chance to blind a target, but if you use it to attack spiders, things like that have multiple eyes, it does an additional 2d6 piercing damage. So it's nice as a spear goes. You can use it both one-handed and two-handed, so you can use it with a shield. So it's just an interesting rare weapon that you can do. And we still have, I think, yeah, we still have Speak with Animals up, so we can talk to the owlbear cub.
Oblivious to your presence, the cub continues to gorge himself on his dead mother.
Okay, so nothing else there. So let's bring Shadowheart
Let's try this way.
and Gale
Lovely day, this.
back down here.
Can't give up now.
And then we can group everybody up. In the new patch, I hear that you don't have to wait to group everybody up like this. But in this one, if they're not close enough to you, it'll say that the party, your party is not able to be grouped up because they aren't close enough. Okay? So the Oak Father's Embrace, medium armor. It does have basically a responsive type of attack, meaning that anybody who hits you will receive 1d6 radiant damage. But if you're hit by animals, then it becomes 1d6 for them as well. So if you're hit by undead, you get 1d6 against them. You get hit by an animal, you get 1d6 against them. So again, pretty nice as an effect. But I would lose one armor class in doing it. So we'll just pick it up for now. But again, something fairly interesting to have around. So let's hold Alt here a little bit. We can go pick up a pork loin. We can go pick up an owlbear egg.
An owlbear egg. These are supposed to be worth a fortune.
Okay. And now you can also see that I am encumbered by that. So we can take some of these. The owlbear eggs, 750 gold. So it is definitely worth a bit. So you definitely want to pick it up. We'll take the pork loin. We're going to send some of these things to camp that we need to real quick and just clean up our inventory a bit. And I thought we had some more. Yes, we do. More camp supplies here. Make sure that we don't have anything else in here. We're going to move the silver dagger over here to Lizelle. We'll take her soul coin. Oh, I guess we can't. For some reason, those soul coins don't stack. So we'll move that over into here. The bottle. Send that to camp. Okay. So, the silver pendant, again, if you don't have her with you, there were a couple of instances where I didn't have her with me and I wish I would have had guidance. I should have equipped this before the Amulet of Lost Voices. That's probably a better thing to keep equipped all of the time. is that, so just in case I've split the group and Shadowheart isn't with me, I still have access to that guidance cantrip throughout it. And we'll put the Vision of Absolute over here, along with the Oak Father's Embrace. And I think that's it. So, kind of looking around, Gale is clothing medium armor for the chain shirt that she's wearing, so she could get a benefit from this as well. So, might as well put that on, and then, yeah, her armor went into Lazelle, which is good. And then anything else out of here? No, I think that's about it. Okay, and I don't think she can use spears. Oh, she can. She is proficient with it. Okay, so one-handed is 1d6 versus 1d8 on the Morning Star. But it does have some additions to it that kind of will work out a little bit better compared to the Morning Star, I think. So we'll leave that kind of where it is for her. I think that'll work. Okay, so let's go explore the rest of this. See if there's anything else going on out here.
Wonder if the gods are watching me. More owlbear eggs. Already hatched. No point in taking these.
Okay.
Moving in.
So that's the hatched eggs down here. And now we can move into Selune's temple here.
How much farther can I go?
Okay, now on this...
Looks like a shrine to Selune over there.
Oh, okay. So I did pass the religion check, so it found out that there is a shrine to Selune here. Now, Shadowheart is not going to like this. Selune is... she's the opposite of that. So the Gilded Chest has Selune's seal on it. So let's kind of look around here. So Scroll of Detect Thoughts is nice. Anybody going to pass an Arcana check?
Sealed
Okay, we
this
did.
chest. Wasn't an amateur either.
Okay, so Gale realized that the chest is sealed. So, oops, hold on. Okay, so Potion of Psychic Resistance, Potion of Healing. We can actually read this book. Okay. Now we can pick it up. And there is another book back here on this side. So, going to split the group. I'm going to jump over here. Okay.
That might be worth a look.
Okay, and I did pass the perception check, so there's a prayer sheet here. So you can read this book here. Talks about some more about them. And you can pick up this prayer sheet. Okay. So.
Just an old prayer.
Right, so we're probably going to want to give that to Gale. Okay. So we'll go to our inventory, look for the prayer sheet. Right here.
An ancient prayer.
Gale failed his check.
Selune was listening. Elminster's not around, so might as well.
Some poem or prayer.
Lazelle failed her check on it. Oh boy, this is typical of me.
Selunite prayer.
And she failed it as well.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
So we will send it back. Allen will go in to our inventory and we will just open it up and look at it.
Chest's unlocked. My prayers are answered.
Okay. So you basically just have to read it and that prayer sheet unlocks the chest. Okay. So you have to find it first, then you have to read it. Knowing about it, passing the religion check isn't necessary to do it. It just adds more of the backstory behind it and what it's for and how it works. Okay, so now I can open up the gilded chest.
You should leave it, or even destroy it if possible.
Okay, so like I said earlier, Shadowheart is not going to be very happy about this.
This rubbish is an offering to Selune. At best, it's worthless. At worst, who knows? Could be cursed. Do not trifle with that moon witch or her trinkets. Only trouble will follow.
Okay. So we've got some insight that's +4, which is good. So we'll try and go this way. Okay, so it's a 15 DC. So we definitely, now see I have access to both of these guidances. So only one of them, they don't stack, only one of them. I'm just picking which one can do it. I don't think in the new patch that you can use her for guidance in conversations with her. She's not going to help you uncover more things about her or anything, so you have to use somebody else. But I think in this patch you can still do it, so that's not going to work. Oh wow, it did. Got a good roll. I didn't expect we'd get a 3 on that.
I should have stayed quiet. You want the truth? Fine. I worship Shah, Mistress of the Night, Selune's twin and foe. Now that you have the truth, please don't make a big fuss about it.
You worship Shah? Blimey. She and my beloved Mistra are not exactly friends.
Okay, so we can go a few different ways with this, but you saw it did pop up a continuation of her Daughter of Darkness thing up here. So you kind of have to judge how you want to go with this conversation. Again, I don't think it's a big deal to me, but you could take this multiple different ways.
Forever, ideally. And you assume too much about what I can and cannot tell. Secrecy is everything for Shah's children. It is our code, our creed, our shield. I even keep secrets from myself. I had my memories suppressed, so that nothing I know could be used against the Dark Lady. Once I prove myself, my memories will be restored. I'm not sorry I kept this from you. Not one bit. Though, perhaps that might change, if you can show an open mind. Talk to me later. We've got more pressing matters to see to right now.
Okay, so you learned a bit about Shar, and her adherents or worshippers. So it's just something to keep in mind. You can continue on here to the Daughter of Darkness, and you can see that it's adding things to her companion quest as we go. So should be interesting as we go on. This just keeps getting updated because it's the main quest here throughout it. So we learned about the Absolute. We learned the first time that we use the Illithid Tadpole, what happens, or what is happening with it. So, always good to check your journal various different times throughout, and just get updates on what's going on. So,
time to press ahead.
Now we can go ahead and head out of here. we will want to do a short rest. Okay, so we got almost all of Lazelle's hit points back. But more importantly, when you look at it, we got her her action surge back that she had used and that sort of stuff. So we're okay-ish. We're perfectly fine on spells with him. Okay-ish on spells available here. I've only got one left, but I do have reapply Hunter's Mark available. So that means that we don't have to cast the spell to reapply it, which is good. So we'll head out of the cave exit.
At the ready.
And we're going to cross back over here real quick. Pass underneath the bridge. And again, just moving kind of slowly.
Need to find a way forward.
Okay, and you can see that we have a Mind Flayer pod. This is what we were looking at earlier from this location.
One day I'll catch a break. Another pod from the... Ugh! Smells like rotten eggs. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Okay. Come down here to the end. Looks like we've got some camp supplies here.
On my way.
Okay. Nothing else in particular.
Then through. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Okay, so we have another possibility, but I don't think you can get over here. Whoops. I don't think you can get over here. Yeah, I don't think there's a jump that will get you over there. One thing we need to do, however, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to come back to this spot and end it for the day, I think. But one thing we need to do here is something I said we had put off a while ago. So we're going to head back over here, back to where we picked up Asterion. Okay, so if you look at the map, down here is where that rock was. So we're going to head down this way. It's going to be a bit of, a bit of a walk to get down here, but it's, nothing real. We've cleaned it all out, so we're not going to run into any more enemies or anything like that down here. And oh, there's this thing. Ugh.
So, murder?
Again, I'm just going to take the long way around. It's going to take me an extra 30 seconds, but I don't have to worry about one of my party members being stupid and walking through it and getting hurt.
Good to know.
Time to press ahead. Moving ahead. Light on my feet. Need to find a way forward.
Okay, so we're going to come around this way.
How much farther can I go?
Okay, come up to the edge, jump down.
Another step forward. Should mind my step.
Make our way down here, and we're going to stop. Okay, I'm going to split the group here. I'm actually going to move everybody way back here.
Time to dally. Have to keep pushing.
Forthwith.
I'm going to take Lazelle down here.
An efficient path.
Okay, and now I'm going to, and remember, we can't throw it, but I'm going to try and shove it. Okay, that didn't work. Okay. Too heavy to throw. So, let's look at our inventory here. Because we picked up something. Did I not keep it in my inventory? I guess I didn't. I guess I did not keep the bomb in my inventory. Doesn't look like I did. Okay. Well. Interesting. Alright, so I guess we won't. I thought you could shove this out of the way. Yeah, I thought that was a thing. But I guess it's not. I don't know if this is gonna work. Nope, it can't throw it either. Too heavy to shove. Okay.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Blacket's will be done.
Can't throw it. I doubt this is gonna work. Yeah, can't be used. Okay, I guess that's it. No idea. It even says 100%. No, it's 100% chance to hit. But
an efficient path.
I have no idea why I can't shove it. Okay. Well, I will figure this out. And come back. There's a chest under it, and you can move it. I thought in the past playthroughs I had just shoved it. But maybe that is wrong.
Yes.
I thought I had used Lae'zel in the past to shove it. What I don't want to do, we'll save the game here. We're going to have to save it anyway. Let's...
Long road ahead.
Okay, so now Lae'zel has... And we're just going to see if this works. Because I'd prefer not to use my potion of hill giant strength. Just to try and shove this. It doesn't work even with hill giant strength, which gives you a 21 strength. So I won't keep this. So, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure why that's not shoving out of the way. Yeah, can't attack it. So, don't know why, but like I said, I won't be keeping this. I'll be reloading it to get the potion of hill giant strength back, because that's something way more valuable than this, than I need it for just to move a rock out of the way and get to a chest. So, okay. I think, like I say, we're gonna end the stream here. So we got a bit done today. We picked up all the additional quests, filled out our journal some more, finished up a few additional quests throughout that kind of eliminated some things out of the main quest line. We also picked up some additional items and that sort of stuff. And there you can see what I was talking about earlier. Target group is too far away. I think that's fixed in patch 8. But yeah, picked up some additional items, some additional armors, necklaces, things like that to utilize throughout the playthrough. So I think we're off to a good start here. We're gonna, when we come back next time, we are definitely gonna be exploring over this way and take a look at the Blighted Village and the quests that are a part of that, and we will want to have Gale along with us because of one particular section of that having that staff makes it a bit easier to do. So on that note, again, thank you everybody for coming along for the stream. If you have any comments about things that's happening, or if you know anything that I am missing about this scuffed rock here while I go look it up later on today, let me know. And I will see you next week, again on Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time, or 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And I'll hope to see you guys then. Thanks. Bye.